The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
Hey everybody, it's Andy from Ant Panda. We are gathered here in this video to talk about one of the most iconic items, and actually probably the most important item in most games and gaming, and that is the health potion. Because Blizzard Entertainment, with Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal, and I'm sure with Diablo 4, has all had a few things in common, but one of the main things that is in common with all of them is, of course, a red health potion. And to be honest, ever since Diablo came out when I was a kid and playing it, I've always wanted to have a health potion, mainstream product that you could actually purchase and have. Yes, there are going to be those in Etsy and ways to cosplay and create different forms of a health potion, but Gfuel and Blizzard Entertainment collaborated actually recently promoting Diablo Immortal with the legendary health potion collector's box, which, with loot being a common theme in Diablo, makes a lot of sense for them to come out with a very rare and very hard to actually obtain legendary health potion collector's box. Not only does it have a new flavor, it has a tub and a shaker for the class that you select, but it has the most iconic item in gaming history, and that is the health potion. It is used always to re-up and actually re-obtain hit points. But do we actually really know what it is? Since it's a red liquid form in a vial, and it's also known in a ton of other games like League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Diablo, all the way to Diablo 4 that's supposed to be coming out, what actually is in a health potion that you obtain in a game, and what does it taste like? In some cases, if you played Legacy of Kain, if you've played other vampire type video games, obviously the red health potion is blood. But in the case of Diablo, I'm pretty sure the majority of gaming does not include all of these vials being full of human blood to replenish hit points. So Gfuel and Blizzard Entertainment has come together to figure out what that actually tastes like. And we're going to find out actually here today with the new health potion tub. In this case, the Diablo Immortal flavor of a health potion with an asterisk because it is a medical kind of annotation is known as a blueberry plum grape. So not only are we going to take a look at this most amazing legendary item or box, we're going to see what this health potion is, we're going to have a taste of what it is, and open it up, unbox it, and taste the flavor of what hit points actually taste like in a pixel game. And of course, with Diablo, me as being a child, this is very nostalgic for me in having an official Diablo or Blizzard Entertainment health file. So let's take a look in this box, unbox it and see what we got. Alright, so we've got the box here, and actually is probably the best one that's put together, and I assume it's because of the fact this is a legendary and limited type of legendary box that even has fragile stickers on the side, and it's actually kind of taped together nicely. So we're going to go ahead and open this up ever slowly and make sure we don't cause any problems here. Alright, let's open her up and take a look. She is covered just like most of the normal Gfuel boxes you receive in the mail. And there it is, boys, ladies and gents. It's actually got bubble wrap all around it, which makes a lot of sense because of how fragile I'm sure this health file is. Hopefully we don't drop it and destroy it, but the presentation is nice. And if I was a collector into actually collecting a box such as this, I'd be super happy. There's no crazy crease. Well, I take that back. There's a little crease right here. So, excellent. Alright, well, I know everybody loves Diablo Immortal and how fantastic it is. Definitely not pay to win. We got all the different classes here actually on the front. So we're going to have the Necromancer, the Demon Hunter, we got the Wizard, Barbarian, we got the Monk, and the Crusader all lined out, which you can actually select those particular classes for which collector's box that you want. On the side, of course, everybody who knows Diablo, who's played Heroes of the Storm, and has played even Deckard Cain, knows that they talk about Leoric as the first king of Tristram, which is in Diablo 1. He also kind of pops up in just about every other Diablo game, most likely, and even in Diablo Immortal. And if you've played Diablo Immortal, this is exactly the title screen of what it is, obviously without the Gfuel, but this part basically here and above with the fire and everything shows Diablo in the front. And I believe this one on the side here is Lydia. I think this is the daughter of Diablo that actually has already popped up in the teaser trailer for Diablo 4 that we've all heard about. Is kind of a form of a cross promotion for Diablo 4. Alright, and then yeah, we've got the typical text, Gfuel, energy formula on the top, and barcode on the bottom with nothing just but a black background. Alright, now to the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's dig in and see what we get. Alright, excellent. So as you can see here, this is the collector's box of whatever the selection that was made. Again, this was an app exclusive that came up, and they only made about I think they mentioned 200, but it's probably a few hundred. I will say this, that in the picture for when you're purchasing, it does show one of these, the health vial, and then also the tub in front of this box with this graphic. So it did almost make it seem like for the $59.99 price point that it would actually come with an extra tub. So if you've kind of felt like when you got one of these boxes, you've kind of felt like you maybe should have included it, I actually feel you the same way, because it definitely feels that way. So here it is, the health vial that's wrapped in bubble wrap here. And we'll just take this out just to start. So it's pretty glorious. It's nice, hard glass with the DI in front of it, and I do feel this is probably a sticker. Yeah, it is if you look pretty closely, or it's edged in some way, but it's definitely raised versus what's in the glass. And then the Gfuel energy formula on the back, so definitely looks like it's a raised form of it, but it's really cool. It does have some actual twine that's tied around here in a nice little bow, and then it has a cork, and it's just glass that's in it. So this is exactly what would be known as word for word in description as a health vial, which is pretty badass, and I will say I'm pretty stoked I actually got it. Is this, practical? Probably not. We'll go ahead and throw that back in there, and then that's about it in the box, other than the collector's edition. Presentation on this is pretty amazing. So yeah, this is the normal collector's edition. This is going to be the Demon Hunter one that came included that I selected. The Demon Hunter I actually enjoyed playing the most in Diablo 3 as well as Diablo Immortal, because I like glass cannon type characters. And then yeah, same type of stuff. We got the Diablo Immortal graphic on the back, energy, focus, endurance, and reaction, with the background of the minions of hell. We've got Diablo Immortal, obviously, with the Demon Hunter, and then we've got the turbine and some of the environment with Blizzard Entertainment on the side. And then yeah, Gfuel energy formula on the top, barcode on the bottom. And then yes, with the Demon Hunter version, it's going to come included with obviously the shaker with the Demon Hunter in the front, with Diablo Immortal, obviously copyright Blizzard Entertainment for 2022. And then it's got the insert. It's actually quite red with the top, which is kind of what this little topper is, but with an orange kind of cap to the top. And then yeah, it's got the same markings there. And then of course a black Gfuel energy formula with an outline of red to signify red and black for basically hell in this case. Next we have the tub. The tub itself actually looks pretty amazing. Diablo Immortal at the top, not inspired, it's just Diablo Immortal. Health potion here, which it does have a little icon there that is shown, which actually kind of simulates and shows the vial there, obviously with the asterisk, because this isn't something health. Drink to your health, actually, with the statement on the back, which is interesting. Nutrition facts, and fire and brimstone. And then, of course, we've got the sticker. That's part of it. Diablo Immortal and Gfuel Energy in collaboration. So that's kind of what we've got there, which looks pretty awesome and amazing. So with that, I'll go ahead and throw this to the side. Let's go ahead and open her up here. Alright, as we twist this off, take the top off, and it's obviously a white powdery form, so nothing too surprising there. And we're kind of lucky, we got the topper right here towards the top, which is good. Well, it looks like all this kind of jam-packed in there, so we're gonna actually, for the purposes here, we're gonna take this and fill it up to the tippy top here. As we smell, it does smell a little blueberry. And then, just to see how many ounces we got in this health vial here, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off, and then I'm gonna pour some of this water here and probably get it everywhere, but let's just kind of see how it measures. Alright, I'm going to give it a little bit of space here. So, by the looks of it, it looks like you can have up to about, let's see here, about, let's see, 250, so that's going to be about half. So we're going to want to put about half of the amount here that we've got basically to the line, and we'll do half in the shaker here, because we have to have it in the vial, I mean, obviously. There. And what we'll do here is throw it in there. Put this together. So it's pretty badass with the whole health vial thing. There's definitely a lot of, you know, powdery kind of stuff that goes with it. Is this practical? Obviously not. But it is pretty cool to actually have something like this. So we'll go ahead and give this thing a shake. I'll make sure it's not clumped up, which probably will, because I can't really shake a whole lot here, but we'll just do this for a little bit here. And yeah, I'm kind of closing down pretty tight on this cork to make sure it doesn't leak. So far, so good. But yeah, it looks pretty cool as everything's kind of mixing in. I might have put a little bit too much powder, but we'll see here as I continue to shake it. But yeah, it's very surprising that Blizzard Entertainment never came out with previous BlizzCons or anything where you can get a health file. So this is what is pretty badass about this, and I'm actually kind of happy that I got a hold of it. Mainly because health files with Diablo just go hand in hand, and you know, as a kid playing Diablo, it's always one of those things. It's like, go on your own adventure. What's really cool too is that if you play Decker Kane in Heroes of the Storm, he actually throws health files all over the place for the teammates. That's why he's a support character. So, alright, so I'm going to loosen the twine here. And that way, I'm going to probably retie this a little differently here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take this off. And go ahead and shake it up and give her a shot. That's pretty glorious, actually. It is definitely a lot of blueberry, and I definitely taste the grape as the aftertaste. It starts blueberry and then it kind of ends with the grape there pretty predominantly. So It tastes really good, actually, between the blueberry and the plum. It definitely tastes more like a candy, very sweet. So I actually really like this flavor. I'll probably put it in kind of my norms that I will start drinking with as well. One thing I will highlight is that it does have a very big grape flavor to it. So if you're not a fan of grape, like if the grape flavor to you kind of tastes a little bit like medicine, because I know some people feel that way, and my wife actually is that way, you may not like this that much, because just that grape is pretty predominant there towards the end. But this is pretty awesome. I'm so glad they actually made this, and I'm actually very happy that I was able to get this when it did. I just spied on it on the app when I knew the time was going to drop, and made sure and got it when I could. So, but anyway, highly recommend it. I'm not sure they're ever going to come out with this again, but it's definitely going to be something I treasure, especially since it's the Diablo Immortal health vial itself with Diablo as a franchise. There's a lot of folks that are talking about Diablo Immortal. The pay-to-win aspect is pretty terrible, obviously, with PvP or top gear with legendary gems. I've been reading all about that. But it's actually, if you like Diablo 3 and you enjoy playing Diablo 3 on your PC, but you want it in mobile form, it plays really well in that regard. There's actually not much difference. So I would recommend, if you love the story element for it, for a free-to-play, the grind itself actually for the story elements and also all of the raids and stuff like that is actually quite fun. So I definitely recommend that you play it. Now, the crazy part is everybody expected this to be completely different when it was announced back at BlizzCon when I was there, when NetEase was going to be partnered with it. And you know, NetEase, if you've played their games before, they're all very similar in the regard of very much pay to win, very bad market for the US, very big in the Chinese, Japanese market with their pay to win games, and they're absolutely ridiculous in my book, but some folks really love that and that way of the world, and I do wish that they didn't go that route, but you know, it's kind of inevitable, mainly because it's a loot driven game of Diablo. So I've come to accept and knew that it was going to be very ridiculous in the pay to win aspect, but I understand why everyone's frustration is. I'll never get top PvP, but I do have friends that play a ton of it, and they've probably spent very little to nothing in order to get top on some of the servers. So it's not impossible, but just don't go in there expecting to get really good gear. If you spend 20-30 bucks, you'll have to spend a lot, and it's probably too ridiculous to do that. So anyway, excellent stuff, very delicious, and I'm very happy with what they got here. So this is the Diablo Immortal health vial. And if you can get your hands on it and you're into Diablo as a franchise, absolutely get it. If it comes back up, I don't know if it will, because these are really cool. This is very tough, hardcore glass with nice twine, and it's pretty badass. I don't know if they'll ever come back with it again, but if they do, I recommend it. I even recommend the health potion energy flavor, because it definitely tastes very blueberry. And it definitely tastes very grape, which is kind of what the mix is. The plum, it tastes sugary and sweet, which it is kind of close to the sugar plum that everyone's talking about. And it is packaged very, very close to the same. The presentation with these boxes and everything that it's kind of put together in, very impressed with that. It's probably their best delivery that I've seen yet with Gfuel. So anyway, if you see it, if you have the opportunity, I'm sure these are also going to pop up secondhand, because I'm sure some folks do that. Definitely go for it, because it's pretty amazing. So here's to the official, wonderful, and amazing health potion vial that we've all been seeking ever since we first landed in the town of Tristram and going through the 16 levels of hell and defeating Diablo with sticking a crystal into our head and becoming the lone wanderer in Diablo 2, and then essentially stopping Diablo again to go through Diablo Immortal by killing them, and go into Diablo 3 and stopping Diablo in heaven and in hell, as well as some angels and some demons. Here's to that. If you've enjoyed this, feel free to hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.